Welcome back, ATO Family. This is our 12th message from the host. Today we're sitting down and we want to introduce the Blue Goes Pink initiative. Back in the Blue, or showing the thin blue line, as a way of letting the community and police officers know that they have your admiration and respect. With that in mind, Blue Goes Pink is a way of showing that same admiration and respect to the individuals that have been affected by breast cancer. Our purpose is to help promote breast cancer awareness and highlight the importance of early detection. Breast cancer awareness promotes more funding directed to the treatment and, more importantly, to a potential cure. Today I want to welcome to the mics Sergeant Wanda West, retired DPD, longtime DPD, Lacrondia Ellis, Sean Moses, works North Central, and Melinda Gutierrez. Thank y'all for joining, and it's an honor to sit with y'all this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sergeant West, I want to start with you just to kind of tell the listener your involvement with this and just kind of start from there.
The way that Blue Goes Pink really started is me just trying to be there for a friend, right? And so I was a patrol sergeant at North Central. I was the station sergeant at North Central. And Lacrondia, she worked patrol. This was many, many years ago. And so she came to me and she said, I'm going to need some time off. And she looked real serious. But at the same time, she was smiling. So I didn't really know, how to take that. So I asked her, is everything okay? And she said no. And now I knew she looked a little serious. So I say, well, what's going on? And she told me she had breast cancer. And I knew right away that I needed to be there for her because Lacrondia don't remember. But when I was a rookie, about 25 years ago, I was assigned to the North Central Patrol Division. I was on deep nights for a long time. And during that time, I was the only African-American female at North Central on deep nights. And I wasn't treated any kind of way, but I did feel like a fish out of water. I mean, I was just there. Everybody was nice to me and we worked well together. But again, I just felt like I was a fish out of water. So a particular night on deep nights, I had a call and I was kind of struggling with it. And Lacrondia worked Channel 5, I believe. I had met her from around the department, but she worked Channel 5, and so I didn't really see her a lot. But I heard this voice on the radio that says, "Wanda, we love you." And in order for her to hear what was going on Channel 6, she had to be listening to me. She had to be on another channel to even hear me. And so when she said that kind of really just made me feel like, you know what, I belong here.
And this person loves me and cares.
And so when she came to me some 10 years later and told me she had cancer, that was a no-brainer for me to lean in and to help her in any way that I could, right? So I'll let her touch on how things went from there. But that's kind of like the inception of Blue Goes Pink, but there's a whole lot went on before Blue Goes Pink was ever been thought of.
There's always a seed that's planted that grows. It's still growing. And that's why we're here today, to try to help this grow even larger and be more successful than it already is. Miss Ellis, you have the floor.
All right, I'm trying to hold back tears. It's been quite a journey. When I think back, I remember that one of my first appointments when I was going to get the port put in to get started with chemo and radiation, I was there and Wanda West was with me at the hospital very beginning. So even though Blue Goes Pink is just coming to the forefront now, it's been there all these years. We just put a name to it and a face to it now. I started the COLD team, Cancer on Lockdown, acronym COLD, Cancer on Lockdown. Basically, I wanted to link together myself, my team, and the police department and law enforcement. And so that's why the symbol has the handcuffs on there, lockdown, meaning, I kicked it and I'm healed now. And so it was a lot going on during that time. When I first did a walk, I was only 2 months out of having finished my chemo and radiation. Did the first walk and had several Dallas police officers and other law enforcement officers walking with me. And every year that we had a walk, the police department support would grow. And in the last 4 or 5 years or so, we really started thinking about Blue Goes Pink. Still hadn't put a name to it yet. The pink ties came about, they showed up and everything, and then Wanda and I really talked about it, and I said, let's just call it what it is, Blue Goes Pink. And so we got that, and we're running with it, and we hope that it goes nationwide to all law enforcement so that we can all come together with this cause and support those who have not just breast cancer. And so the Cancer on Lockdown part is going to bring in all other cancers that we eventually would like to give our support. We just want to meet people where they are that need. I feel blessed because now I'm a part of something bigger, because I knew it wasn't about me. Even though it happened to me, it wasn't about me. I'm a part of something bigger, and now the support that was given to me, I can now, with the support of Blue Goes Pink and the Dallas Police Department and the COLD team merging together, I can now help give back to someone else what I received. And what I received was life-changing. And when I say life-changing, I mean it. Because at that time, I was facing financial difficulties. I was caring for my mom. May she rest in peace. She passed last year. And had a lot going on and wasn't able to work any, off-duty jobs anymore because of my health. And my daughter had just started college, and so I was overwhelmed, and the little savings that I had, it dwindled. Because when you're going through this process, a lot of the appointments, they want a portion of the money up front. They want it up front, and so I dwindled my money really, really fast. But if I tell you that the Dallas Police Department did not miss a beat, since the Officer Foundation, the BPA, Black Police Association, all of these agencies, different entities came together to support me in that. And I'm talking as for paying bills, putting food on the table, all of those things happened then. And so it made me be able to then just focus on my health and getting better and not becoming stressed because of those things, which I would have had it not. Every time the door seems like it was closing in on me, someone from the police department came through, and that's Blue Goes Pink. Blue is coming to support me as I was going through my breast cancer journey. And I remember I was proud. I didn't want to ask for help. And I remember Wanda telling me, go ahead and do that GoFundMe. You should have did it a long time ago. And so I did that, and I was even helped by more people. It's just amazing what the people around you, when you have this extended family, what it will mean to you. I was able to keep afloat, to still take care of my mom, to still support my daughter as she was in college. All of those things came through, and then I came through too, and God came through and healed me. And so we are now, Wanda has been talking about Blue Goes Pink for several years. I mean, it's just like she would just call me in the middle of the night sometimes with thoughts and ideas that she would have about this thing and where she wanted to take it and what she wanted to do. And she was so committed to the purpose of Blue Goes Pink and helping, just trying to get out there and do something for somebody else, just to give back, because we've all been tremendously blessed. And so, we're blessed to be a blessing. And so that's what it's all about for me and for Blue Goes Pink. I say I am Blue Goes Pink. Blue Goes Pink is me.
Beautiful. Well, that's the thing about that. I don't think there's many officers on this department that haven't been touched by either getting cancer themselves or knowing a relative that has gotten that disease. It doesn't matter if you're in SWAT. It don't matter how fit you are. It don't matter how long you've been on, how much of a badass you are. Mm-hmm. It comes for you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah. And you need the sisterhood and the brotherhood to step in, just like they did for you, and now you're doing it for everybody else.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Sean?
Well, mine started. I'll start at the beginning. I lost my wife, Rhonda, August 18th of 2022 to breast cancer. It's been a long year in the process. While she was, it was her second time with cancer. She had breast cancer in 2014 and had a double mastectomy then and a hysterectomy. Everything was good for about 7 years, and then in the spring of 2021, she started having a lot of pains in the stomach. At first we thought maybe appendix or something like that, and came back, the cancer had come back, and this time it was stage 4 in the liver, her rib bones, and her spine. I know how devastated I was, especially when she said liver, because I knew what the end result of was going to be. And so she started going through chemo, and we couldn't find one that would work. One would work for a couple of weeks, then it wouldn't work anymore. We'd have to switch, and it kept going back and forth. And spring of last year, at that time I had not heard of Blue Goes Pink yet, but I collect police memorabilia, and a lot of departments around the country have cancer patches and do pink patches every year. So Dallas has never done that. And Rhonda actually helped make the design because I didn't know what to do. And then she said, "We'll put the pink ribbons on either side and everything go turn pink." I did it the right way through the memo, up through the chain of command. And me personally, very blessed that Chief Garcia is our chief. When he was hired on, he said that he would put officers' families first. And I am I can personally speak that he is a man of his word. Patch got approved. I got it sent out at no time, realizing kind of how it would go. And with all the money ended up going to the American Cancer Society. because they take care of cancers of all. And I've just been stunned. And I remember Lacronda from North Central when she was on third watch, and I've been on first watch. And when you started working the inside of the station, and someone had told me that you had breast cancer, and yet the joy that she brought to work each day, you would never have known it. And that goes, one, to her faith and just her inner strength that she has. And Rhonda was the same way. She had a lot of strength, and I was a lot weaker in a lot of ways than Rhonda was in dealing with it. I take to this day, I used to always say, well, Rhonda's my wife. Well, I'm more proud now to say that I was Rhonda's husband. And I still wear my wedding ring. I don't ever see it coming off, especially when I go out. I feel naked without it. It's who I am. I was Rhonda's husband, and I'm very blessed to have that. But getting back to the patch, the patch got out, and Sergeant West mentioned to me really just about 6 weeks after Rhonda had passed in her funeral, to come upstairs to 6th floor and start having photos. And that's when I started learning about Blue Goes Pink. And the cancer patch getting out there, again, the demand for it has been kind of floored me. One thing I have learned is that how many people have cancer, how many people it directly affects, and I never really thought about it until it directly affected me, which I pray nobody ever does, has to deal with it. That's how my involvement started, was with a patch that Rhonda helped pick out and design. And I'm grateful and humbled that I was asked to be involved in this, and the friendships that I'm being able to start developing, where we're all been down the same road and understand.
Well, and the purpose that y'all have developed,
Yes.
and the drive. It's clear that what drives y'all is real life experiences.
Yes.
Melinda?
So for me, part of the team was Sergeant West came to me and asked me to be a part of the team. I'm in our public information office, so I'm able to get messaging out and do what I need to do to help promote things from my end. Lacronda I've known for a while, but I didn't really actually get to know more until we did our first event, and I had to help coordinate an interview for her with Channel 4. And that went really well. Sean I've known for many years. We both patrolled together at Northeast, and I had heard about his wife passing, and so cancer has not affected me personally, but I have friends who it's affected, and it's affected extended family. My purpose and why I'm here is to help raise money, to help be a part of getting the word out, with making connections with other departments. I'm able to. We had a recent event at Winfrey Point, and I was able to get the message out to other agencies to invite them. We had Mesquite there, we had DISD, we had DART. So to say that it's growing it's growing. Blue Goes Pink I'm proud to be a part of. It's got some amazing men. I'm blessed to know all of the people that are part of. I'm meeting new people. Sergeant Cortinez. I think now, we've got to know each other a little more. I'm just proud that I'm able to help get the word out, help raise money for this purpose, for this cause, because cancer, we do need to find a cure for cancer. All cancers, breast cancer. There's just not enough we can do. The more we can do, the better. But I'm honestly very proud that Sergeant West has brought me on this team, and I'm honored to be a part of it.
And if I can just go on and just kind of reiterate something that Melinda just touched on, and she started out talking about the walk that we did. We kicked off this year's Blue Goes Pink with a walk in September. And that walk was, our goal was twofold. We wanted to educate, right? We have to educate. And we have to raise money for this debilitating disease. And so by the end of October, we plan to do both of those things. We're partnering with leaders in the field of oncology to help us do that. We partner with nonprofits to help us raise funds. We sold shirts at the walk. All those proceeds will go toward the American Cancer Society. The proceeds from the patch that Sean and his wife created, those proceeds that go toward the patch. So at the end of October, we do intend to present a check to the American Cancer Society. So, and when I listen to, and I actually just walk through, because I've been knowing Sean and Cronda, we all worked at North Central, so I know their story. Sean and my husband was going through some medical issues that they have another story to tell. So to be a part of their story is amazing. And when I listen to their story, there's so many other stories. So in addition to when we at our walk, we got to meet cancer survivors, advocates, those that are there to just be a support system for the cancer survivors. And so to hear their story, we don't just walk with them, we hear their story. We don't even know them, but they know they're in a safe space. And that safe space, most everyone there share their story. We just did the American Cancer Society this past Saturday. We just did their walk. And a lot of, some of our Blue Goes Pink officers came out. We were well received. People just walk up to us. It's more than a walk. It is truly a ministry. You have to be a humble servant. You have to just be a servant leader. And I believe that the members on our team, that's what they are. You couldn't possibly do this and don't be a servant leader. And I think that I would be remiss if I don't mention some of those people, because you can't do a walk the size that we did our very first year. You would have never known it. We really reached our goal, and we touched the lives that we want to touch. We had officers from Tarrant County. Melinda mentioned, I believe Dart came out as well. Huge support from Dallas College. They brought out several officers to walk with us. And, we had a briefing before we walked. We had all of the survivors. We had a survivor room, and law enforcement went in. Our goal is to support the cancer community. And that's what law enforcement was there for. And that is exactly what we did. And again, the logistics of that walk, I certainly have to give the kudos to Sergeant Bridget Wilson-Jones. She did an amazing job on that.
It was a lot of teamwork too.
Absolutely.
It was a lot of teamwork. We had so much help for that walk. And
Absolutely.
one story I remember, and I'm sure you guys will remember, the Dallas County officer whose wife came and said,
yes,
she heard about it, she was going to be a part of it, and she said every year that we have this walk, she will come and walk.
Yes.
That was a great story, to hear her story and what she went through.
Mm-hmm.
And it was nice to have the survivors there that we had.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, it was a blessing that they all showed up and they brought support, they brought family. There was just so many people there.
Well, the one thing I noticed on Saturday at the American Cancer Walk, or Society Walk, and due to my schedule, it was the first time I'd really been able to participate in any kind of a walk, is it makes officers look more human and to the public. And for decades, they see us as robots. And then they see us out doing that, and then they hear some of our stories and what we go through, and they recognize these guys aren't robots. They are people. They have lives that they have to deal with, where they've lost or they've dealt with it themselves directly, just like I have. And that opens the door for so many other potentials of working with the public and donating and getting more, for us to get more involved with them and them getting more involved with us in a positive way.
What's the connectivity? And there's such connectivity in storytelling, and also talking about your pain and your resiliency and your struggle and your recovery, and people can learn from that because nobody is alone in this. And like I said earlier, this disease, it doesn't care what race you are, it doesn't care what gender you are, it doesn't care what unit you work in or how old you are or veteran you are. It could come for any of us. It can come for any of us, that any of our family members. And one thing, sorry, you left out of what this initiative was. You want to educate and raise money, but also you're inspiring people. And I think the inspiration is going to have a ripple effect and I understand, being involved with the ATO, I understand that how slow charity events can, when you first start them up, how slow they can be and frustrating. But for a first time event, man, you took off sprinting. It is a marathon. This fight and this struggle, it is a marathon, and I'm glad that people like you are leading the way and leading the charge, because it's needed. And I think we have listeners outside the country, and I think they're going to be inspired what they heard here today.
Definitely. Yeah. I think that everybody's journey is different. Everybody's journey is different with whatever cancer they're facing. For me, I'm thankful that I was listening to the Holy Spirit and to the Lord in the beginning with being transparent about my whole journey. I put it out there, and I can't tell you the amount of calls, the amount of text messages messaging me on Facebook, people who said, thank you for that. I've been going through, thank you for being so brave with this journey or whatever. And they said I made it look so easy. It wasn't easy, but I knew that God was going to get me through this, and so I tried to stay positive and keep upbeat and just remember who I belong to, belong to God. And every day was a struggle during that journey, really, getting up and facing that day. But I had to, because I had people depending on me. My mom was depending on me. My daughter was depending on me. And so I had to keep going. And I'm thankful now that I did that. For once, being a tell-it-all and talk too much, it helped to benefit others. And I don't like to really name drop, but there were a few others, officers, some who are still here on the department and some who have retired, that were there from the very beginning also. And that's going to be Stephanie Flynn Kirksey, Colette Ross, they both retired. Wilhelmina Edwards, she has retired. Marilyn Edwards is still here, and Constance Lewis is still here. They've been there since the very beginning. I still have photos when I was getting ready to have my surgery of us all being there and doing the pink nails, and everybody on Facebook, doing the pink nails in support of me. And I still remember that fondly, that so much so that I was just so excited and I had so much support and love surrounding me that I look at the pictures now and I think I don't even think that I was fearful of anything going into my surgery. I was in pictures smiling with my surgeon. I look back at it and I just remember I was just fearless. It was like I had no doubt that everything was going to be all right. And I'm just thankful. I'm thankful that I had God going through this experience, because I can't imagine not having God. I'm thankful for having him. Those who don't know him, they need to get to know him.
Sergeant West, you had some names of people you wanted to mention too?
Well, I kind of want to just piggyback off of something that Sean said. Chief Garcia and our command staff, first and foremost, to be able to do what we do, we have to have the support of our command staff. And I can say without question, we have that. A lot of us do not work in the community engagement capacity, but our leadership allows us to do this. Chief Igo, Assistant Chief Katrina Shedd, I mean, they allow us to work outside of our scope and to be able to do such an engagement as impactful as this. So I just want to talk a little bit about and thank a few more people from the engagements that we've had thus far. The Blue Goes Pink Walk. I want to just give a special thanks to our reserve battalion. I mean, they really stepped up and helped us accomplish what we needed to accomplish. I can't say enough about them and Sergeant Crystal Cortinez' leadership of them, Chief Brody. We really need their support, and they stepped up in a big way. I like to always call them the ultimate volunteer. And for those who are all sitting around this table, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. I want to thank Melissa Craig with Dallas County College, stepped up in a huge way. When you talk about walking with law enforcement, they actually talk the talk and walk the walk. We want to thank all of our non-sworn. Oh my goodness. Our non-sworn was just very instrumental from the beginning to the ends. Keithia Evans, Alexia Villarreal, I mean, I can't name them all. But our non-sworn was just truly amazing. We call him Pink Panther now. We dubbed him Pink Panther after the Blue Goes Pink Walk. And that's Sergeant Moser. He drove our Pink Mobile to help, our survivors and those that are constantly going through the struggle. They can't get around real good, but it's important to show up. And so he was very instrumental in allowing them to take part in what it is that we were trying to accomplish. Another person that I think was extremely instrumental behind the scenes, Devlin Lee, Arkansas. We could not be, she was there for us.
Definitely.
So
Thank you for mentioning her.
We certainly want to thank her. One of the most impactful engagements that we did this year was with the children at Scottish Rite Hospital. Sergeant Ashaki Hardeman led that charge. We certainly want to thank her. Blue Goes Pink is not just in this room. We have officers all over the department that has been supporting Lacrondia long before Blue Goes Pink came along. And we started out as Let's Talk Pink, taking the conversation to the community, reaching out to staff here in the city of Dallas. We had a pink board on the second floor. That was the initial vision. Put a pink board on the second floor. And the Blue Goes Pink in October. And employees, officers, it's a month of reflection. You can come down, write a note, stick it on the blue board. We have a quick PSA and just read what someone wrote. You might want to just put a picture of your loved one or someone that's struggling. That's what that was about. And so it evolved from Let's Talk Pink to Blue Goes Pink. And so we have been pressing on ever since then. But there's just so many people that we want to thank. Some of our sponsors that made it happen for us, Steve Toth Builders. We can't say enough. We had HEB that provided the food. Can't say enough. CSI, Community Congregational Security, stepped up in a huge way. There's so many people that helped us with our educational sponsors. Our Women's Rock, they're part of that educational part that helped us at our walk. Pink Up the Pieces was another cancer awareness sponsor that came out, helped us with our educational piece. So there's so many people that took a part in this, and it is truly helping us to reach and touch the lives of those that are going through, those that are suffering because they lost someone that have gone through, and those that are dealing with this disease right now. So, and we thank you for allowing us to be here and get our message out as well.
You don't have to thank me for that, Lacrondia.
I just wanted to add one thing when she started to mention the sponsors, because even before Blue Goes Pink with the Cole team, and still with Blue Goes Pink, my friend Tammy Slay with Hip Realty Group, she has been there. She has been the backbone of it. I mean, buying T-shirts, that big sign at the walk that we just had with the big picture of our logo on it when you first came up the hill. Yeah, she provided that also, and she's just in the background, and I love her, and she loves me. I just wanted to make sure that I mentioned her because she's been there since the beginning also.
Absolutely. It takes a village.
Yes, it does.
And this
It
village
really
is going to
does.
grow.
Yes, it is.
Sean?
Well, I was going to say is, again, I collect police memorabilia, patches in particular, and where I kind of got the initial idea. But there is for those out there who collect police patches and may be interested in helping not just Blue Ghost Pink, which we're hoping this is just the start and it really takes off nationally. There is a website called Pink Patch Project, where it's departments around the country and international as well that sell pink patches. I told Lacronda about a group on Saturday that I'm going to reach out to that I know that is in England that may be willing to work with us and help us get stuff started in England as well. Any help, any donations, grateful for. American Cancer Society, I want to tell them thank you, because when I raised the money from the patches last year, that's where my money went. And the man that was there, I forget his last name, first name's Jim, he was there on Saturday. He remembered me and asked how I was doing. Anything is helpful, even if it's $1, we're grateful for. And they will be grateful as well, because it deals with all cancers, not just breast cancer. As Sarge said, that it's disturbing and amazing at how many different types of cancer there are, and they all need help to try to survive something that can severely affect everybody.
And I love that he mentioned that all kinds of cancers. So I just love when he mentioned that, because, when you look at Blue Ghost Pink, people think breast cancer. Now, there's a lot of different kinds of breast cancer, right? And so when you look at Blue Ghost Pink, you think of breast cancer, but then that's why it's important, and I think it is crucial for Blue Ghost Pink to partner with Cancer on Lockdown, because then we can have those conversations about the many different cancers that there actually is. Prostate cancer, colon cancer, just a number of cancers. And that gives us the opportunity to have those dialogues and be on the same platform. So that's very important. And there's one other thing that I would like to mention, and you hit on it a little while ago, Joe, when you said it looked like we came out sprinting. That's perception, and it really did. And there's an organization and a person behind that. There was a phone call I could not make to the Dallas PD Foundation and Chris Hawkins. Every call I made, hey, we need this. Hey, we need that. Can you provide this? We're going to need anything I called her for. All she asked me was, how much was it? We have to give thank you to her. There was not a call I could make to her, and she didn't come through for us. So I certainly want to thank her for that.
I think it's a perfect way to wrap it up. I want to thank you all for your mission. And for anybody out there that, I want everybody to hear this. I want everybody to get on board. I want to go across country. Blue Goes Pink. And it doesn't have to be just for the month of October. Get behind this mission, because there's nobody that's immune to it. It hits everybody. To Courtney Benavides, Carmen King in heaven, this is for you.